Good morning. Hello. Happy Friday, everyone. Oh gosh, just knocking things over left and right. Hello. Kelly, I see you said you are at work and you just have it on in the background. That's awesome. Kelly was missed last week, as we all talked about. How is everyone? Hope it's been a good week. I've had a much better week than last week. I know we talked a little bit. Odin was sick, my fur baby. I got him into the vet Monday, got meds, and he was better almost instantly. He's back to his normal self. So that has helped because just like a real baby, he was up in the middle of the night and oh my gosh, I was tired. I'm past those baby years. Oh man. A couple of quick updates and things. Actually, after my live today, I have my 6-week post-op appointment for my knee. So I'm really excited about that. I hope I get released from physical therapy. I don't want to go anymore. I just want to continue on at home. I still do it at home all the time, just to kind of keep my knee going. I feel fantastic. I know so many of you have asked me. Thank you so much. I'm doing great. So happy puppy, happy mama. It's all good. I do want to tell you guys, in the description down below the video on YouTube, I have obviously I have the links for the project. As always, I have links for the blog post that will go up later with photos and things of the project. But if you scroll down a little bit, I have links mentioned. And that is where, if you guys ask me for something specific, I will add that after the video. If I've thought of it ahead of time, I will have already added it. So things like, for example, there's a 30% off My Favorite Things, all branded My Favorite Things products at Simon Says Stamp that just went live at midnight Eastern last night. I think it goes through the 28th, if I'm not 26th. Sorry, 26th. So definitely check that out. I have a link for that. Simon Says Stamp also is raising money for Huntington's disease, and they were selling crafty parcels. The $50 crafty parcel is still available. The $150 one has sold out. So if you would like to donate for that and get a fun mystery crafty parcel, you can do that. I have a link to that down below. Some of you already know this because we chat about it a little bit in the chat. I have started FlossTube, which is where I talk about my stitching and quilting. That is a weekly segment. I put a link to the whole playlist in case you want to check it out. I also talk a little bit more about life. I know I talk to you guys on Friday mornings a little about life, but that's just kind of more of a personal kind of series, I guess I want to say, where I share some of those other hobbies. And the last thing I wanted to mention is if you're a member of Patreon, the top tier in my Patreon, I only have 2 tiers, but if you're the top tier, our Patreon live for June is tomorrow. I scheduled a weekend live for you guys, so there's still time to join. You can join anytime. If you would like to take part in that, we're going to be doing that at 2 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. I'm real excited about that. And I think that's about it. Let's see if I missed anything in the chat while I was talking about. I made myself little notes for today. Yes, is it Lepetti too? She said, so glad Odin is better. You can see how much better you feel. Yes. And last week, I do apologize because I know a couple people messaged me and were like, you look tired. I was tired. I was tired and a little stressed. So thank you guys. Oh my gosh. Missy Create said, so glad doing better. Still in PT 11 months later. Don't tell me that. They may very well tell me I have to go for a little bit longer. I'm scheduled out, I think, 2 more weeks. I was hoping they'll release me from it, but I don't know if they will. Tracy said, getting a little break with some clouds and rain. We have 2, although it's still been super hot. I know several messaged me who live in the Pacific Northwest and told me how nice it was. I think I need to go visit because it's been a little hotter than I like. For this early. June's not usually quite this hot for us. And this is completely off that topic, but wheat harvest has been going on here. And a lot of you probably, I don't know if I've ever really talked about it a lot. Back in my scrapbooking days, you may have noticed my dad farmed for years and years until he retired. Family-owned business. And then actually, like, none of the, like, my brother or any of the other guys or gals in my family wanted to take it over. So my dad sold out, actually, to one of my brother's best friends in high school, my dad and uncle. But it was a family-owned business. So when wheat harvest rolls around every year, I have such good memories of riding the combine with my dad. I loved wheat harvest. I think it's beautiful. So I've been watching them because there's a couple fields kind of close to where I live. I've been watching them harvest this week, and I don't know, I've just had all the nostalgia and all the feels. Let's see. Messy Missy Crate says, I have transitioned from a collector of card making supplies to card maker. Yay! 3 cards this week. That is amazing. Let me get rid of my email. I thought I closed everything down. I did not. There we go. So no more chiming of that. Let me see. Yes, Molly Simmons. I noticed that too because I'm in Kansas as well. It's way too hot and my flowers are not doing good at all. Nothing I planted looks good. I'm really sad. So my brown thumb is, hey, at least I'm consistent. Sandy says she has a relay for life tomorrow so she can watch the Patreon. Oh, good. Let's see. Hot and steamy Texas. Yeah, Cindy, I think we're all in the same boat. Oh, yours was for a different issue. Messy Missy. Yeah. I just don't know. Because they keep asking me, what do you want to be able to do that you can't? Well, I would like to be 20 again and have the knees that I used to have, but I don't think that's possible. So I don't know. What I want is to walk the dog. I have been walking Odin this week more consistently. We didn't go this morning, but so that's great and no pain. So perfect. Oh, Sandy said her dad was a dairy farmer and has many fond memories. I love that. I meant to dig out. I have a photo of my grandfather, my dad, my uncle, and Brendan, my oldest, when he was just the little guy out in the wheat field. And it's one of my favorite photos because my grandfather actually passed away when, I want to say Brendan was 3 and Peyton was 2. 1.5, 2. So, a long time ago. And his greatest joy, I think my kids were the only 2 great grandchildren alive when he passed. And he was delighted to have like a generational type photo. He loved that. So, I meant to dig that out. I still need to find it. Okay. Let's see. Luna says PT later today, then back to work tomorrow. Yes. So many are saying it's hot. I know when everyone on the West Coast wakes up and watches the replay later that is from the Pacific Northwest, because I noticed a lot of those comments came later. I know this is pretty early for anyone on the West Coast. You'll chime in with how nice it is and we'll all be jealous. Kelly says, brown thumb is better than a black thumb. I kill all my plants. They can't ask for water and I forget. Okay, thank you, Kelly. You're my person. I want to be this great gardener and I'm not, so it's okay. I have accepted it. I am good at a lot of things. You can't be good at everything. Let's see. Sandy says, I would be happy to be 50 again. I love it. I don't want to actually be 20. I would just like to have none of the aches and pains that came with being like 20, 25 or whatever. But no, I really actually don't want to go back to being that age. I was stupid. You know how you get to that age? Like my kids now think they're so smart. I have 2 kids in their early 20s and they think they're so smart and that they know everything. And Brendan is 23. So he's just coming out of that. He thinks he knows everything. Peyton is 21 and she really thinks she knows everything. And I just bite my tongue because she'll be 30 one of these days and she'll be like, yeah, I was stupid too. So, okay, I've kind of chatted on. We are going to be creating a super fun MERMAZING card today using Lawn Fawn products. When I was contemplating what to do this week, I thought it would be fun to just kind of create a summerish themed card. Lawn Fawn has so many awesome summer products. They just got done with their inspiration week. And so I thought, why not? Let's have some fun with that. And let's use Tim Holtz's brand new distress color that was released last week called Uncharted Mariner. He always has the most unique names for his inks. So we're going to be doing that. And our scene is completely die cut. We're going to be doing some coloring with Distress Oxide inks, and then I will color a couple things with Copic markers. Let's see. Dawn says, love me some mermaids. Dawn, have you had your surgery yet? Let me know in the chat. Let's see. Terry goes, I've had 4 kids and my tongue is almost gone from biting. Thank you. It's hard. I have to bite my tongue a lot with her right now. And what's funny is I joke that I know some of my friends' kids, when we chatted when the kids were in high school, they had trouble with their kids in high school. And I shouldn't say I have trouble with her. It's not trouble. But she and I got along great when she was in high school. And now is when she and I really butt heads. And so it's been kind of hard. Rebecca says most of her family still lives in Kansas and Oklahoma. So my neck of the woods. Awesome. Oh, Cassie has these dies ordered. Diana, you've missed nothing. I've been chatty. I'm sorry. I've been chatty for like 11 minutes. So don't hate on me. I wanted to remind you guys, please like the video, subscribe. If you haven't liked already, please like it. That helps me a lot. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. If you want to be notified when I go live or when there's a new video, please make sure you click the notification bell. And if you click all, you'll always be notified whenever there's any new video. With that being said, let's flip around and let's create a mermaid card. Dawn says no surgery yet. Cortisone shot and put you on anti-inflammatory. Yeah, then definitely not yet. Because I know they gave me one as well. Well, the first surgeon I went to, which I wish he hadn't, because they couldn't do surgery for 6 weeks. Let's talk a little bit about all the products we're going to use today. Oh, and this is the card we're creating. Denise says, just wait. My kids are in their late 30s. They think they are my parents. I tell them I've done and forgotten things that you haven't even dreamed of yet. That is so funny. Thank you. That is hilarious. Tracy says, wait until you have grandkids and you really have to bite your tongue. Oh, it's so funny. So funny. Dawn, you know what? I had the same experience. I'm sorry. We're still talking, apparently. I had the same experience with the cortisone shot. They told me I'd feel like dancing out of the office. I did not. I had my appointment with the surgeon, the new doctor and the surgeon I actually ended up and am continuing to go to about 5 days after that. And he was like, you don't have any relief? And I was like, no. And he said, yeah, it should have kicked in after 3 days. And I'm like, I told him what they told me, that I should have felt like dancing out of the office. And I was like, I do not feel like dancing. You lied. So yes, it's crazy. Okay. So here is what we're going to make today. I do have a extra little background, you know, the magic of video background. We are going to be ink blending 3 colors of Distress Oxide ink into this stitched wavy backdrop portrait border. So as always, Lawn Fawn usually does a portrait and a landscape, which they do, but we're going to use the portrait today. I love a good basic border. This could be, you know, you could have like a sandy beach down here, and then this could all be waves. You could do an all over wave background like I did here. I think you could even turn this into snow if you wanted to. So this is what we're going to use for the background. Then we're using the brand new Flamingo Floatie with the Mer-maizing Mermaid. And we're going to piece those together, all die cut from white cardstock with the exception of the black outline for the mermaid, and then colored in with either Distress Oxide ink or Copic markers. Dawn says, definitely don't feel like dancing. Thank you. Me neither. Susie, you're not even late. We haven't even started crafting yet. Let's see. Yay! Candy's off today and gets to watch a live. I love that. Okay. Then I felt like, well, first, let's talk about the other new product we're using. Greetings are all from Pool Party. So let's say you don't want to do a die cut scene card and you want to stamp and color some little cuties. How cute would these little guys be in building a kind of similar scene? They're just a little bit smaller, so you could really fit a lot more in here. We're going to use greetings from this as well as the little thought bubble. I am loving the thought bubbles Lawn Fawn is doing, where you can stick these little things in. Then, so I got to that point and I felt like we need to add some additional images just to round it out. So I went to my Lawn Fawn stash and I'm picking the seaweed from Build-an-Aquarium as well as these two fish. And I die cut 3 fish and several pieces of seaweed for my card. And then I felt like she was a little plain and I wanted a flower for her hair. So from the Magic Iris Tropical Leaves add-on, I'm die cut the flower and we're going to color that with Copics. And I colored the seaweed with Copics for that. Yay! Kimberly's going to craft along with me. That is awesome. All right, I'm going to move this for a second. I'm going to move this for a second too. We are going to do our background first. So this is that stitched wavy backdrop. We're going to be using the new Uncharted Mariner. Actually, let's do it this way. This is going to be at the bottom, broken china, and tumbled glass. So that is what we're using for our background here. Oh, good. Jenny says she's off work in 30 minutes and it's a great end of her week. I love that. We're going to start with our lightest color. I do get asked a lot about blending brushes. I keep a separate set of blending brushes for my Distress Oxides. Actually, these are waffle flower. It doesn't matter which ones you use, but I always know that these are for my oxides only, which is so handy. So I'm going to use a pretty heavy hand because I want really, really full coverage here. Sherry wants to know what brand storage pockets I use. I use Simon Says Stamp. Tracy said she had ACL surgery and several years ago, and the surgery and recovery is not always fun. No. My son in high school blew out his knee in football, my oldest son. Let's hope my youngest doesn't. And he tore his meniscus and ACL and had to have that surgery, and it was awful. Although he recovered really well. Youth, I suppose. Broken China is next. Cindy, I love Tim's new color too. Of course, when do I not? I just love all of the colors. And I love the names. They're always so fun. Oops. And I'm just going to be sure to kind of blend that previous color into the first one. And let's get our Uncharted Mariner. Oh my goodness, Jenny says she got her Uncharted Mariner this week and her Simon Says Stamp card kit, so she has lots to play with this weekend. That's amazing. Isn't this color beautiful? Oh, I love it. I really love like this color with a pumpkin color for fall, so I'm excited to do some fall crafting. Speaking of which, the Lawn Fawn fall and winter products are in the house. Let's just say I'm super excited to play with those. That is on next week's agenda. Oops. Try not to do that, or tear it at least. Okay, once I have my 3 colors, let's go ahead and move this aside. I'm going to clean up my work surface. I'll probably clean this better later, but let's just get any excess ink off right now. Linda loves fall crafting too. Yes. Hello, Reshi from Spain. I'm going to grab my little plastic splatter box I use for splatter. I've got a tiny paintbrush here, and we're going to start with the Lawn Fawn Liquid Stardust. Kathy says, you said you keep a set of brushes just for oxides. Can you use different brushes for both regular ink? Oh, it went away. And distressed regular ink, meaning using the same brush for both? For, you mean like any other ink brand and regular distress? I don't use my regular distress a lot. I will say if I use my distress ink, I don't use my oxide brushes. I use my other brushes, but I do wash them before I go back to a regular light dye ink. So the liquid stardust is what's going to give us those kind of sparkly splatters. I'm going to just pick it up with my little paintbrush, and we're going to splatter it all over. And then just going to wipe that off. Normally I'd clean it, but it won't matter here. I'm going to take some of the Uncharted Mariner paint, and we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to splatter some blue droplets all over our background. And then this needs to set aside to completely dry, which I don't know that we would get to in like this regular time of our video. So here's kind of what it looks like. There's no right or wrong. I'm going to let it sit in here actually and dry. So magic of video. Let's move this out of the way. And here's our background. Now, the reason I did that, our oxide ink is going to stay wet for a while, and I want to be able to stamp and emboss on this in the time that we have today. And so you definitely want to make sure you've given it enough time to dry. Susie, I do not have a release with Spellbinders this year. Jessie, I used the same blending brush for all three colors. I just started with the lightest and went to the darkest. Oh, Candy, thank you. Fall creating is my favorite. Oh, thank you, Anne. Splatter everything, Mom's Crafty Chaos says, for sure. So while we have our background out, and like I mentioned, because I've given it plenty of time to dry, it's dried for a few days, we're going to put it in our Misty. I already have my sentiment from Pool Party in here. Let's prep it with a little powder tool. And my ink pad that's broken, so bear with me. We're going to do a little embossing ink. And I definitely want to do my embossing before I stick anything down on my card, because I don't like my embossing powder to stick to anything. Oh, thank you, Susie. That release was really, really fun. And white embossing on a dark blue background, pretty much any background, as long as it shows up, is my favorite. Let's go ahead and put the lid on this so I don't accidentally spill it. And we'll just heat set this real quick. Oh, isn't that bright white on there pretty? I love white embossing on dark blue. And then when this is cool, I'm just going to get rid of any powder that might be sitting on top. All right, next, let's color a flamingo and our mermaid. That's one I already colored. Let's move that guy. So here is the pieces for our mermaid. Let's go ahead and do that. And then we're going to use the flamingo floatie and the flamingo floatie wing. So here are our pieces. I'm going to go ahead and color in some of these. Let me see. With some Copic markers. So I'm going to start with her hair. And I found it easier that it was still stuck in this die. I mean, it's die cut, but I just didn't work on getting it out because I can go completely over that outline with my colors. So this is E53. I did list the colors I'm using today in the description below. And I'm kind of just trying to follow how I naturally think the hair is flowing. So that's my base color. Then we're going to go with E57. And I'm going to do more of a flicking or feathering motion to get that great kind of hair detail. And same thing with this direction. Kind of coming down from where it's naturally parted and then kind of up from the bottom. And then we're going to take our mid-tone color, which is E55. And we're going to just kind of go over that darkest area, blending it all. Really more of that feathering motion. I shouldn't have said blending. More of the feathering to get a little bit more definition in the hair. And again, that is E55, 53, and 57. For her face, I'm going to take a little E13 first. Well, any of her skin, actually. Whoops, what's that? And I'm going to kind of just trace around it. Don't need to worry about the eyes either. I'm going to replace those with the black die cut outline. And we're going to do all of those little areas with the dark color. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Thank you so much, Reshi and Jessie. Tracy, sometimes I get too aggressive with my feathering too. It happens. Try going back with your darker color to give a little bit more definition if you have to. On the original card, I had to do that. And then we're going to use E11 here. I know this looks like a hot mess, but I just found this was the easiest way to color this in. So again, that's E11 and E13. Trying something new today too. I'm putting my markers away when I'm done, so I have less mess around me as I'm working. Ooh. R21 for the cheeks. We'll see if that actually helps me. And then for her little top, so in the finished card, you might notice not a lot of her mermaid tail shows, so we don't really have to color a whole lot of that in. I did in the original, but I'm not going to today. So for her top, though, I'm using B66 and B63. Hello, Danielle. And Odin is digging in his bed. If anyone wonders what that weird sound is, that is Odin trying to get comfortable. B63 and B66. And then I'm going to go back with my dark marker and I'm just going to add some like little dot detail to her top. With such big die cuts like this, and I feel like adding some little detail here and there helps with the overall look of the finished card. Then I'm going to take a Stardust glitter pen. Oh, of course, I can't find it now. Where is it? There, nope, that's not it. That's not it either. Did I leave it? Oh, I left it out. Huh. And we're going to add some little sparkly dots to her top. Almost like little, you know, rhinestones or something. And then, yes, Tracy says, hi, Odin. Oh, he looked up when I said that. And then we're going to use G02 and G00. And like I said, not a lot of this shows, so you don't really have to color it all in unless you wanted to. But I'm not going to. I'm just going to color a little bit since a little bit of it peeks out. Okay, now we're going to put it together. And I'm going to take my black outline. So this is kind of serving as the stamped outline if this was a stamped image. CZ, how is Odin feeling? He is so much better. We got into the vet. They took good care of him. We got some meds. He's still on them, but they instantly helped him. Jenny says, I'm horrible at cleaning as I go. Me too, normally. I just told myself today, because I have a full afternoon. I have a doctor's appointment. I have to take my cable box and tell them to give me a new one. After that, have a couple other errands, and then I have a full afternoon of work. So I'm trying not to be so messy today. We'll see how that goes. Now we're simply going to inlay all the pieces. Tracy says her Finley does that scratching on her couch sometimes and it drives her nuts. Both of my boys do it. Actually, every dog I've ever had does it. And I'm like, what are you scratching on your little bed for? It's the same as it was, but he has to get it just right. And thank you, Janet. I'm going to go ahead and put glue all over in the face. So I popped out the eyes and the mouth. And, whoops, well, let's get it straight. Oh my gosh. I have the little pieces. So here is all the little things I thought I might need. One of the eyes popped out, so it's in here somewhere. We'll grab it. If you lay it over the top, you should be able to just kind of press those in. That's the easiest way. See, look at that. Perfect. This guy, though, fell out. So I'm going to use my embellishment. Ah, darn it. It's so tiny. You could draw these in with markers if you wanted to as well. I've done that before if I haven't felt like doing the inlay. There we go. Perfect. And let's do the rest of her so she doesn't look like a bright head with a ghost body. We're doing a different kind of crafting today. Oh, Ingrid, congratulations on your new job. I'm sorry you won't be here for the lives, but I'm so happy for that, and the replay is always available. Linda says she loves to paper piece. I do too. It's kind of relaxing. Cindy says her office looks like a bomb's gone off. So I actually have spent a ton of time cleaning this week, and it looks, well, except for the prep for the live and then a prep for the projects I need to do today and the prep for my Patreon live tomorrow, But those are all pretty organized, but it's a lot of stuff out. But other than that, my office is pretty clean and I'm pretty happy. We'll see how long it lasts. Probably not very long. Okay, so while we have her out, let's go ahead and do her flower for her hair. So this is again from the Magic Iris Tropical Leaves add-on. And I just went through my lawn fawn looking for something, and this really had the summer vibe that I wanted. Tracy says, sometimes I wish those embellishment wands had a pointer in for those little pieces. For sure. Yes, V-Camp, this mermaid's cute. She's really cute. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of do an all over with R27 for my flower. With so much blue on my card, I wanted something that was going to pop, so we're going to do red. Dawn, is all the talking about me killing plants remind you to water? Oh, man. And then this is R46, just kind of out from the center. It doesn't have to be super perfect at all. I'm going to go ahead and put those away too. And then we're going to do a little Y19. Just like that. Okay. I'm going to poke out that centerpiece from my flower. Yes, the mermaid is, she's really cute. I'm going to just stick it through the center. I know it's super tiny. And then all I did was put a little glue here on the back. And we're going to tuck it into her hair. All right, so maybe not. Hold on, I need some tweezers. I feel like this, yeah, it popped out. Darn it. Always when I'm live, always. There we go. A little bit better. Oh, good, Megan. I'm glad you get to see the Patreon live tomorrow. Dawn, that's funny. All right. Now, I could color the flamingo in with Copics, but this is a ton of surface area. So I decided not to today. I decided instead we're just going to color it with some Distress Oxides. So we're going to start with spun sugar. And the great thing about the flamingo is it has layering pieces for the beak, which are part of that die set. So we will add all of that after we ink it up. Couldn't be easier. This is the quickest way to get color on here. So there's a little spun sugar. Just going to go ahead and do that for the wing. And then, of course, KITSCH Flamingo. Yes, you guys are talking about putting stuff away. Cindy and Tracy are saying if they quit ordering stuff, it might help. That's the same. I noticed that too, because I was like, I noticed I had several little messes of things to put away. And I'm like, really? Stop buying things. And there's our KITSCH Flamingo. So just adding a little shading. Let's move these out of the way. And probably do a little cleanup. And then let's go ahead and assemble our flamingo. And for this, We have a couple of layering pieces. We have a white one and then a black layering piece. And I chose to do the sunglasses because I thought they were funny. And the sunglasses and the piece for the beak are die cut from gloss black cardstock. All right, tweezers. So I do the white layer first, and then we're going to do the black. And instantly, how cute is our flamingo floatie? Now you could add anything to this. You might have some other critters. I think it would be so cute. VCamp says her husband makes her clean after creating because they share the office. Yes, that would definitely be an incentive, wouldn't it? To keep it clean, sharing it. I don't know if I got those right where I want them. There, that's better. And then on the mermaid tail, because a lot of this isn't going to be seen, I'm just going to put a little glue and tuck her down in here. Like that. And then let's grab our background. I've been trying all week to keep my office clean after creating. We'll see how long it lasts. But I love it. I don't know why I don't clean after every single project. I should have done a poll for that. I'll try to remember to do a poll for that next week, because I'd love to know. So I'm going to put a little glue here and tuck her into that wave. And then I'm just going to do some glue back behind. Let's just do this. All right. Next, let's do some fish. And again, you could color these with Copics. I have done both ways. Today, we're just going to do Distress Oxide. We're going to do Fossilized Amber first. This is a quick, easy way to add color. So if you don't like to color, you can always eliminate any of the coloring parts you don't like and color with some ink. Oh, yeah. I love my underwater cards, Liz. I don't know what it is. They're still some of my favorite. I feel like I hadn't got very many done, so I definitely need to take advantage of that here for summer crafting. And that's wild honey. So I did fossilized amber and wild honey for my fish. Okay, I'm going to do a quick clean. Let me just spray some cleaner on my cloth here, because I do not want to pick any of this up on anything. Oh, and of course I dropped that. Come back. All right. So let's go ahead and add our fish to our scene. Lori says, love the mermaid and the flamingo. I do too. VCamp says, I clean, but not by choice. Tracy says, her husband's side of the office is a disaster and it makes her crazy. But her craft room upstairs looks like a bomb exploded. That's funny. I love it. It is different when it's our own stuff, Linda. I agree. So I decided this guy's just going to be kind of sticking out up here. And then this little cutie, whoops, glue on the top, remember how it goes in here, is going to be kind of facing our flamingo. coming up out of a wave. And same with this one. Kind of coming up out of the wave. Oh, I kind of got too much glue. Like that. There we go. And I'm going to add their eyes last because I am using some Nuvo crystal drops and I don't want that to, I'll smear it. I smeared one when I made the sample, so that's how I know. And I'm live, so for sure. So this Happy Summer is a thought bubble. I did stamp it off camera with Uncharted Mariner and die cut it with the coordinating die. It's from Pool Party. Same stamp set as our sentiment down here. And then I felt like we needed a little bit of green. So I have some of the seaweed here. And I'm going to do the dirt at the bottom with E55 and E57. First. And just for two of them. The other one I'm actually going to cut apart so I don't need to cut or color, pardon me, that bottom part of it. Dawn says she has to put things away or she'll lose things. Yes. See, that's what happens. I do lose things, and so I've really been trying. Plus, I did a clean out. Renegade crafting. I can buy faster than I can craft. Same. Then we're going to do the seaweed with YG17 and YG21. And I'm just kind of doing like half of each piece with YG17, and then we'll blend out with the lighter color. I liked this because I felt like it added a little bit of color, an additional interest to our card. And I like that little bit of limey look to it. All right. And then we're going to glue these down. Yes, Tracy, the background is awesome. So instead of having to have so many layers, all your layers are in this one piece. I love it. So this first one is going to go kind of right here. Helps frame up our sentiment, kind of our little fish. We're going to do the other one on the other side. Cassie says her room is a disaster working on big projects. It happens. I say creating is more important. So it's just at a certain point we have to clean because we can't find things. And then I'm just going to do a portion of this one down here. Of course, stay put. I'm going to let that dry for a second before I cut it off. Then the last couple things we're going to do for the front of the card is add some pearls. These are marshmallow pearls from Pretty Pink Posh for bubbles. I'm going to have a few coming up from this fish, and we're going to do a couple here. And I've got them in my triangle tray, which helps corral all these little pieces. And I'm going to use my embellishment wand to just pop those down in place. Okay. And then I'm just going to pour those back in. Terry said we just moved and it took me 3 days to organize her room. I think that's actually really good. It took me forever. Aw, Cassie says she looks just like my Kennedy. I love that. Denise, no worries. You could always watch the rest of it on replay. So this is some Nouveau crystal drops. If you have some black gems, that would be great too. I just like filling in the eyes here. And of course, letting that dry all of the way. And it's going to take a little bit. So it's why I like to do it last. And I'm just going to cut off that piece. Did I even get it all? No, not really. There. That's better. I felt like this side needed like 3 little pieces, so it wasn't quite so matchy-matchy. Let me move this stuff out of the way, and then let's stamp the rest of our sentiment for the inside of our card. So I'm going to grab my card base, some Uncharted Mariner, and an acrylic block. We're going to live on the edge, do an acrylic block today. And then, oh, that's not our stamp set. Here we go. So you can pick any sentiment for the inside of the card. I think we're going to have it just floating by to say, let's say happy birthday. But you could have a relaxing day, have a magical birthday. That would be cute. So, you guys know how I love adding hearts to my cards. I decided it would be fun to add it to her swimsuit. I played around with lots of different placement, but I thought it was cute. It was like a little embellishment to her top. There we go. Thank you, Karen, for reminding me. All right. Then I've got my happy birthday on my acrylic block. And we're just going to stamp that inside our card. Perfect. And I don't think I did that actually on my other one, so let me do that really quick. All of a sudden, I'm getting text and phone calls. I don't think it's anything important, but why is it that no one wants to talk to me at any other time during the week until I'm live? Let's see. Yes, Jenny, when you have little ones, I agree. She says she has to clean before crafting because her little one interrupts. Yes. All right. So I'm just going to get some adhesive. Oh, I'm out. That's probably good. Okay, what in the world is popping up here? And we're just going to pop that in place. All right, let me check. Oh no, it says it's fine. Okay, good. I got a thing saying my internet connection wasn't. Oh, it's connected. It said my chat disconnected. I didn't even notice that. Did anyone else notice? I guess it's back now, so we're good. Okay, so here are our finished cards. Cute little mermaid. I saw someone color her like the Little Mermaid with red hair, and I thought it was so cute, so that's fun. You could kind of almost do like the Little Mermaid and Flounder for Disney fans and stuff, so really fun. And then, of course, the finished sentiment inside. You could even add more if you wanted to. but I thought it was a great way to just create a fun summer card. And like I said, you could customize it with all kinds of different greetings. Liz says it was only a few seconds. Okay, good. Because I was going to say I didn't see anybody saying anything. So Megan says, could you make a card with the Cosmo stencil from Simon Says stamp? Yes, it's actually on my list. Let me add that to my to-do list, Megan. I know I got asked to use Alberto's new stamp set, and that video is coming next week. So there will be that. Sherry says she didn't notice. That's good. That means it wasn't out for very long. Okay. Did I miss any questions, you guys, while I was working? Tina says, is that tape super sticky, or can you pick it back up and reposition if you mess up? If you're talking about my tape runner, super sticky. So it's not repositionable at all. Oh, Diana, thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Let's see. Let me go back just a little bit. Carrie, I'm not... Yeah, I guess I did take the Copic certification class, the first one, a long time ago, but I wasn't even a good colorer at that time. And unfortunately, I did not have my bestie, Lori Craig, as my teacher. I had someone else, and wasn't a great Copic certification class. And so I'm mostly self-taught. I just play with the markers a lot. There for a while, I probably used them every day, and I use them multiple times a week. And I think it's always just a learning process, playing with them, watching videos. I would say you don't need to be Copic certified to be good at coloring. I would watch YouTube videos. Let me see. Let me see what happened here. Thank you. Oh, Liz, actually, I'm wearing a dress, believe it or not. It's a long, like, maxi style dress. It's really pretty. I love it. I haven't worn it yet this year, and I was like, oh, I'll wear it today because I can just put on shorts underneath it for my knee appointment here in a little bit. Thank you, Leslie. Yes, Linda says, great. She loved it, but now she has to go do some weeding. Everyone have a great weekend. Same. Except minus the weeding. I don't need to do the weeding today, but I have to go run our doctor's appointment and then errands. Let's see. Yes, Christine has the best. She said she agrees with the Copic. She says practice and experimentation is what works best for Copic coloring. I totally agree. I do not really promote needing to be Copic certified. I don't find that it did anything for me. It was practice. Oh, good. Kelly, love you too. Thank you. That's so nice. You made my day. Yes, Maggie says, enjoyed this. Now she needs the flamingo die. Isn't it cute? It's so cute. I love it. Lawn Fawn always does bring the cute, for sure, Kathleen. Okay, you guys, I think that's about it. I hate to craft and run, but I have to go see my doctor now. Luna, who would I speak to at a company about a die idea? I would just email, I guess if it's dies, you might reach out to Spellbinders. I don't know who. I would reach out just to like the general customer service. And see if they could direct you to who to talk to. Christy says, miss your planning videos. Good news! Those are coming back next week. I feel better now. So I actually have a video prepped. It's going to go up, and then I have several videos next week. Yay! Sue says, learned Copics from me. Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you, guys. I'm sure the doctor's appointment will go great. I feel fantastic. My knee feels good, so I am good. Okay, for everyone who is living where it's hot, stay cool. And I hope you have a great crafty weekend. Definitely check out those sales and like the crafty parcel and things like that I listed down in the description below. If you like to stitch or quilt, check out my Floss Tube series. I will have a new video Sunday morning. With some of my updates. I have one project that's on timeout because It's obviously the project's fault that I can't stitch correctly. Let me see. Okay, other than that, I have lots of the Year Christmas series. I have 2 videos coming next week for that. I have a really fun Halloween project. If you're a Patreon member, you've seen it. But everyone else gets to see it next week. If you are a member of Patreon, please remember to, or my top tier Patreon, please remember to join me for a live tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central. Replay will be there too. I know weekends are iffy. I just don't do it on the weekend a lot, but I thought maybe that might be able to let some more people participate. Have a great creative weekend, and we will see you guys next week. Bye. The supplies used in today's video are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here is another project that you might be interested in. Please remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to never miss a new live video. Thank you so much for joining me today, and we'll catch you next time.